Welcome to the fastest stop in town. Today we'll start the Zevachim daf Pei Aleph. We're going to begin in the middle of Pei Aleph from an Aleph by the dot. Rabbi. So we've been learning the discussion of when there's mixtures of dam in one cup, whether we say ein bila, yesh bila, do we say that each tipa has both elements in it? And if you do the zrika, perhaps it works, or do we say that it has to be shafach la'am, you have to spill it out? So on this, Abaye says the following, that lo shanu el techilas chatas v'oila. The only time we said that, according to the Rabbanan, that it's an issue, and therefore he says that it should just be spilt out, is only when you have these two mixtures together. Let's say all you have is the leftover blood, and therefore the only issue now is the shirayim. Dirakol makam oil makam shirayim. Everyone holds it's not a problem. You could do the zrika, but the makam oil, the dam's gonna go down, and it's not a problem. Says Rashi. Ela b'tchilos chatas oilish. This arbu lifnei matan damim, but he pasu rabbanon. Only there, Rabbanan say the Leisli Royan, but also Lashanas Mekaiman. However, Soiv Chatas, says Rashi, Arbet Chilos Oila. Let's say you have Soiv Chatas, which means that the blood of the Chatas was already sprinkled, and it was mixed with Chilos Oila. In other words, the oil was not sprinkled. Shin's Arvu Shiri Chatas, but Chilos Oila. So in this situation, actually, what happened, as Rashi explains, is that there was chatas dam, which was already done, but all you have left is shirayim, and it's mixed in with ola blood. So ein kan machlokas b'yitlu mata minchot. So there you can put it where the ola blood is supposed to be put. The makam tchilas matan oila kosher l'shiri chatas, because the same place where you do the oil, which is below the chotasikra, is the same place where you can do the shiri chatas. So therefore, it seems to be perfectly fine. So Amrulay on this, Rabbi Yosef Hachem Rabbi Yehuda, no, Shirayim Srichin Itztaba, that the Shirayim need to be of the Dam Chatos need to be poured on the Yesod itself, and therefore maybe the Chachamim will disagree even in that situation. Okay, and therefore the Rabban will say Shafach Alma, like you said before, even when it comes to Saif Chatas and Techilas Oila, right? And the oil is Techilas Oila. I'm going to write that, Techilas Oila. It's mixed together, so even there, maybe not. Okay. Rav Shimon Loshon El Techilas Chatas V'Oila and Techilas Oila, right? I'm going to say again. Avol Saif Chatas V'Oila. If you have Saif Chatas and an Oila, both of them, right? Both of them, you have Saif Chatas, but you have Tchilas Oila. Do you recall Makam Oil, Makam Shirayim? Amar Rav Yochanan and Vitem Rabbi Eliezer. Dain Hi Machlokas. No, it's still a Machlokas, as we said. Because again, maybe the Dam Chatas, it's necessary, it has to be poured onto the Yesod itself. Mask Rav Huda Bar Yehuda. So the pasuk says, and let's get this whole pasuk down by Bechor. It says, Ach Bechor Shor, or Bechor Kesev, or Bechor Eiz, the firstborn of these different types of animals, Lo Sifte, don't redeem them, rather Kodesh Haim, they're Kodesh, as Damim Tizrok al Mizbeach. So it says that their blood should be spilled onto the Mizbeach, or thrown rather on the Mizbeach. Veschelbam Takdir, and its fats you should be makriv them. Okay. So what are we going to have here? It says Kodesh Haim. They're holy. What does that mean? Let's say the dam bechor gets mixed up with other dam yikravu. So the pasuk tells you could be makrib on the mizbeach. Now this is an interesting chiddush. That my love soif oila. It must be talking about that we have soif oila, which is just the shirayim of the oila, and chilas bechor. Makam oil, makam shirayim, because the ola, its shirayim is put below, and so too the bechor. So therefore, that's it. No, lo tchilos oil bechor. We're talking about maybe Tchilos Oila and the Bechor. So my Kamashmalon, what's that coming to tell you? That this mixture works. Kamashmalon, in Oilin Mevatlin Zedzeh. That one is not Mevatel the other. Says Rashi, even if one's more than the other, lo batel hamuat. It's not mevatel the minority. Okay, so that concept is actually going out from a different pasuk. It says v'lakach midam hapar midam hasari nafka. We already learned it out from that they're mixed together, the dam hapar and the dam sa'ir, which is on Yom Kippur. Says Rashi. Shema Arvin Dam Apar V'Dam Seir Shal Yom Kippur and Lamatin Dam Karnos of Mizbech HaPanimi. Whatever you do, Shadam Hapar Maruba. We definitely know there was more blood of the par. A par is just a much larger animal than a sire, so obviously it was more blood. Mekan Oilin Shein Mavatan Zedzeh. So we see again on Yom Kippur we do the zrika of the par, right? Achas Mala above 1 and 7. In the different places, then the sa'ir, then we go inside, we do separate dam applications, then we pour them together, and then we do further blood applications. Now, clearly, a massive cow, is much bigger than a sa'ir, a goat, so obviously there's more dam there, so how does that work? So we say that ein oilin mavatlan zedzeh, we already know that. So the fact is, it must be then that this drasha of Kodesh Hem is not talking about a case of Tchilas Oila and Bechor, but we're talking about a case of Sof Ola. It's the Shirayim. Okay. So Tanahi. Ika the Nafkali Mahacha, Ika Nafkali Mahacha. So, okay, fine, there's two different psukim. So some people learn from here, some learn from here, but that's actually what it's learned out from. That's what we learn. So Masav Rabbah, Fikribu b'nei Aharon es Adam, V'zarku es Adam. So it's interesting, it says the word blood twice, which seems to be totally not necessary even once. So obviously it's blood. So why is it mentioning this in the pasuk? So my Talmud, as we continue to pay off on the bays, so what's it coming to tell you? Talmud Lomer, dam dam, why does it say that? Dum dum. Shiyachol ainli ela elish nisarvu betamurasa. Says Rashi. She'af im nisarvu. Mechayim, even if it got mixed up while it's alive, Yakrivu, you can be makribit menayin lafil nisarv ba'asham. Okay, so ainli ela elish nisarvu betamurasa. It got mixed up with its tamura. She'af mechayim to carve that even while it's alive, menayin or albais, toidim v'shlamim marbani toidim v'shlamim shiboyin b'nedem and adava kamaisa, because the ned and adava is just like it. Right now the Rabbi says asham, so an asham which doesn't have this, its tamura is not the same. So marbani is asham shitun matan dalad kamaisa, because it would require its tamura to do the same dal matanais. So b'chor ma'aser pesach v'nayin t'modomer dam dam. So my love soif oil b'chor. Maybe this pasuk is telling me to tell you that we're talking about the shirayim of the oil mixed up together b'chor v'shema minol makam oil makam shirayim. That it's the same thing and it's not a problem. Even according to Rabbanan. Lo tchilos oila u'b'chor. We're talking about a case of tchilos oila u'b'chor. My kamashma in oil and mavatan zeh. What do you mean? The same question. V'lacha medama par medama sorry nafka. Where do you learn that? So tanahi you can nafkali mahacha. You can nafkali mahacha. Some people learn it from this pasuk, some from that other pasuk, but it's not necessarily raya. Bahani tanai. These tanaim v'lakach medama par medama hasar lo yalfi. They obviously don't learn out from this pasuk by Yom Kippur. Ksavri in Marvin l'karbanis. They hold that you cannot be mixed in Marvin l'kranis. So in the inner altar, right? Maybe it's not mixed. Medam dam ul yolef, dam dam ul mashmahu. They hold it. Don't learn out from that pasuk. El mekaydish hey my taima loy yolef. You want to learn from that pasuk. Kasabri kaydish heim karivin then tumuras and kariva. They hold only the bechor is makriv, but not its tamura. V'idach nafkalei mevim shorim sel Hashem hu karev into Russell Kreva. Going out from another pasuk. Tashma nasal amala v'loy nimloch let's say you made a blood application above, but you didn't consult the kayin. Everyone agrees. You could put the blood on the bottom. The elu oil and low. Exactly what does that mean? What it means elu. So in both of them go up. My love, the ear of chatas oil. It sounds like both of them are good, at least at this point. My love, the ear of chatas oil. They have the dam of chatas and oil mixed together. Once you did it above, which is going to cover the chatas, havile shirayim. So now the dam chatas is already done. So all you have is the shirayim of the chatas and the oil. So the same place on the bottom is fine, and we don't say, oh, it has to be like in a different place. And the Rabbanan hold in that case you shafach la'ama. The ear of chatas hachitzayin b'shirayim. That a carbon chatas got mixed up with shirayim. Why doesn't it just say it that way? So dilma hakamashman and filaman the shirayim akvin. Even if you hold the shirayim or ma'akev, you have to do it. Chasru ein ma'akvin. If some of them is spilled out, everyone holds it's not ma'akev. Rava toisval ravina ha kimna he baruba el yainim. If a lot of us on the top, v'kayvul mala shir hatachtoinim oid. Right, so we said before that all you did is there was a lot of more dam chatos, and therefore you poured more of the dam on the top. That was only an issue if you hold in bila. Maskana b'kaisus pligi. So if you hold taka that yesh bila, it's not a problem. And the whole issue is b'kaisus pligi, and the question is with ein bila or yesh bila. If you hold yesh bila, it's not a problem to begin with. Okay, we're going to stop there. Let's look at question 5. Ksib b'chor kaidish heim l'chad man di'emer asa l'hachshir v'nisariv im soif oil with the shirayim of the oil. The b'chor together with the shirayim. L'chad man di'emer nisariv im techilos oil, not the shirayim of the oil, but the first blood application. So my kamashman kro l'chol echad min ashitois. So if you hold it's techila, it's b'chor and oil, so it comes to tell you that in oilin mavatlin zed zeh, which again you could have learned out from the part in the Sar Yom Kippur, or if it's talking about the shirayim, so lamandi armi mesar b'soif oil kamashmon the makam oil makam shirayim. It's the same place on the bottom of Mizbeach and not on the side. So that was the whole discussion. Okay, question TA 1. So again, the question is, where does the mechat? So, imakam oila makam shirayim or shirayim sricha itztaba. The makam oila makam shirayim or shirayim sricha itztaba. So that's the question. Does it need itztaba or not? Which is TA 1. Okay, which I actually marked down on my packet there. TB 4. Mehechi alfinan the oilin in mavatlin zed. Good question. I like that. So let's see if I got it right though. Look, I did very well in this test. Ima ore benaisin esadam al helyan betanai v'gam mata mishirayim makam oil makam shirayim mehilel shu oichel matzu mar biach. Well, Hillel is in mitzvos mavatel zun, so that's definitely not the answer. So either, I'm not sure what I'm doing over here. I'm just going to cross this whole thing out. So either from Yom Kippur, I'm going to do this easier one first, where it says, where's the pasuk? Velokach medam apar. Medam hapar, and let's get the pasuk right. Medam hasayir. Okay. Now right over here, there's more blood for a par than a sayir. That's one. That'll be one answer, and the other is a bechor, right? A bechor and Tchilas oila. Maybe I did write that. Not so clear. Oh, maybe actually I did. Adkan.